I hate you. I don't understand you. Why would you take my grandmother? I went to him in a place of pain. I was letting him have it. You could have took anybody in the world. How do they call you God? And you took my grandmother. She was all about you. I've dealt with it, but it's just like it's still coming back. I can feel it. She was all about you. When I tell you, even on her when she was going through the worst and the worst, and we was battling the cancer, and the people came in the room, and I was there when they told her, and it was like she was still, God got me. And it's just like, how can you say God got you in a space like this? And then it was like, we still rocking with God, so I'm on her type of time, because I'm just like, I gotta be with you. Whatever you say, I'm rocking with you. And then he took her life, and it's just like the whole time where he took her from us, the whole time she was just God. And I just could not understand it. Welcome to the Be Real Podcast. We are growing, giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves gratitude, because it's healing. It's just not for the MFing week. It's not for the MFing week. Welcome to the podcast, y'all. Y'all know the podcast is for anybody that's in a stage in their life where they just want to grow, heal, and just actually embrace it. They're imperfectly perfect. Understand that life is going to life, but don't let life and stop them from being exactly who they are. They be able to grow through it, learn through it, understand that mistakes are going to happen, and embrace that they're imperfectly perfect, but also embrace that they're them and love who they are in whatever season that they are in their life. So if any of that resonated with you, this podcast is for you. On the podcast right now, we are doing a 90-day journey where we are freeing ourselves from ourselves. Okay, that girl at them shackles. Okay, free me, free Ray. Nah, just saying. But it's where we're going on a 90-day journey to free ourselves from ourselves, and we're not holding ourselves captive anymore. We're not holding ourselves in this space where we feel like a prisoner in our mind. We feel like a prisoner in our life. You know, we no longer want to feel like that. We want to feel like we can be free to be ourselves. This 90 days is for you. It's for you, because who want to feel like a prisoner in their life? Nobody. So that's why we're going on this journey together to heal, grow, self-reflect, get the help we need, all of those things during these 90 days. And this is the 4th week, so we a month through the 90 days. This week I'll be talking about growing with God. Last week I talked about getting help. Sis Break the Cycle is what the episode was. And all those episodes are on my podcast channel on Apple, Spotify, and on my YouTube channel, where you actually get a visual of me and my pretty things. But yeah, so if you want to go see the previous weeks and what we talked about, go to my YouTube channel or my Apple and Spotify, and you'll be able to see it there. But yes, let's go on this 90-day journey together. Today we'll be talking about growing with God. But before we get into growing with God, I want to just have like a little vulnerable moment, as always. Well, something that I just recently added my past episode. Vulnerable for me is I really love doing a podcast. I love being the owner of Be Rare, but it is a lot. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot of hats that I have to wear. Be Rare takes a lot of my brain space, and I am learning I'm trying to learn if there's going to be any balance. Like, it's a lot to balance. Coming home after work, you know, having to make sure I do everything with Raylan, make sure I'm teaching her, feeding her, you know, making sure she good. And then when it's time for me to work on Be Rare or something for myself, I don't have that much time, because at that time now I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I really don't have as much brain power because all throughout the day, other things have took up my time. And so I'm trying to learn how to balance wearing so many hats and still showing up as my best self. And it can get overwhelming. It can get very overwhelming. So I'm just, in this moment, I'm being vulnerable, because I'm showing up is not always the easiest thing for me to do for the podcast. Like, it's not the easiest thing. I struggled before I got on here to even, like, okay, when I don't have the brain power, my mind is not as, I'm more in a woosah state. I'm not as in that state right now. It's harder for me to come on here and just be, but I am in a space where I'm learning these different roles and how to balance. But it's hard, and it can be very overwhelming. So that is my vulnerability. But I do want to just say that I am thankful to be in this space, because this is what I asked for. I asked to be able to be consistent with Be Rare, and just be in a different space and just be my most creative self. And yeah, it keeps me busy, but I think it's just like learning how to manage my time better, all those different things. So yeah, I'm gonna stop babbling and I'm gonna get into the episode. Like I said, today's episode is about growing with God. If you see my skit that I put out, you will see that I talked about how I grew up in a church. So, just backstory, I grew up in the church. I was raised in a very religious family. My grandmother was very religious. My great granny was very religious. They did not play about God. We was at church every Sunday, baby. No matter how late you came in the house, you're at church, okay, boo? And you better not fall asleep in the pews. And if I catch you falling asleep in the pews, that, yeah, you know what that means. You know what that means. My great granny would literally be in the front with the mothers, and somehow she see us in the back falling asleep. Like, girl, please, pay attention to the pastor. Pay attention to the pastor. Because you want my business. You need to be in the pastor's business. No, I'm just playing. I'm grateful to have even had an introduction of who God was. But my first introduction to God was not the best. I'm gonna be honest. Growing up in a Baptist church, I feel like a lot of the people in the church were very judgmental. It would just be like different people going through different stuff, and the way that they would talk about people would be like, But I'm a kid, so I'm like, I'm in tune into like, what she did, what, and who, so I'm tuning into it too. And it was also in an incident when I remember I came to church, and I don't know what happened, but I know I had on some shorts, and I was like a teenager. I had on shorts, and I remember one of the mothers was like, she can't come in here like that, and that has stuck with me for years, because it was like, don't God say come as you are? Like, I could have been a kid, even though they didn't know that, but it's like I could have been anybody just looking for a place to come to find some comfort. And the first thing you say to me is, I can't come in here like that. That has stuck with me, because it's just like, dang, that was very judgmental. Like, he didn't even inquire or ask questions. Say, do she need something? Does she need some pants? I can send you out to the store to get some pants for her. Da da da. Your first thing was, she can't come in here like that. So that has really stuck with me. And just seeing how judgmental they were of people in there. Like, it was people going through real life things, and people was talking about it behind their back. Ain't gonna lie. Talking about them bad behind their back. And so, like, that was my real first introduction of church. And so, or God, and I'm like, is this what God created? Like, this is what this is. And so I really did not pick up on it when I started to have my own choice on what I wanted to do. I really did not, like, going to God and praying to God was not my first choice. Like, that was not something that I really focused on. Like, when I did not have a relationship with God, I probably went to God maybe once a quarter. Like, praying to God was not a part of my routine. It's not something that I really cherished, and it's not something I really cared to do, like, have a relationship with him. I'm just like, no, the what I saw is not something that I want, so I didn't care to have a relationship with him. And it's not something that I really vocally spoke about, because I grew up in a religious family. So it was just like, girl, if I would have said this to my family, they probably would have pulled me by my ponytail, like, girl, don't play with me, and don't you ever disrespect God. So I didn't never feel freely to even say, like, how I felt or have those conversations until my grandmother passed away. So my grandmother passed away, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not go to God on some like, God, I need you. No, I went to God on some, I hate you. I don't understand you. Why would you take my grandmother? Like, I went to him in a place of pain. Like, I was letting him have it. Like, you could have took anybody in the world. How do they call you God? And you take my grandmother. Like, she was all about you. Like, it's like, I've dealt with it, but it's just like, it's still coming back. I can feel it. Like she was all about you. Like, when I tell you, even on her, when she was going through the worst of the worst, and we was battling the cancer, and the people came in the room, and I was there when they told her, and it was like, she was still just like God got me. God got me. And it's just like, how can you say God got you in a space like this? And then it was like, okay, we still rocking with God, so I'm on her type of time. Cause I'm just like, I gotta be with you. Whatever you say, I'm rocking with you. And then he took her life, and it's just like the whole time where he took her from us, the whole time she was just God, and I just could not understand it. So when I got a chance and I really was like, okay, let me talk to God, it was like I was so angry with him because it's just like I thought I had time, what I realized, I was so angry with God because I was mad at myself because I thought I had time. It was times when my grandmother would call me on Sundays, and you know where I'd be at our house at the club or something like that. And our house is a club, so I would be at a club or something like that, and she'd be FaceTiming me just to talk to me or talk to my daughter, and I'd be like, I'm gonna just call her back, and I wouldn't go over there like I should. I didn't feel like, I just feel like I had time, and so I was so mad at God because it's like I'm so angry with you because I should have had that time still. You know, like, why take my grandmother? Why not take a homeboy up the street that's doing, I'm not saying like take somebody else, but if you had to take somebody, why take my grandmother? Basically, is what I was saying. And because I don't want nobody's life to be taken. Let me just be clear about that. But it was just like, don't take my grandmother. If you're gonna take somebody that is not her, you know. And so I really didn't understand how she was still so deep into God. And so I really just told him how I felt. Like I told him, I said, I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for. I don't like that you took my grandmother. I don't like you. I'm cool on you. But in that instance of me being in that pain, that's when me and God's relationship got better. And he met me right where I was at. You know, like I went to him in pain, but this is the first time that I ever went to God and I was actually just being my authentic self. You know, like before I was going to him and I was like, I had to be perfect. I had to have it all polished, you know. Like I wouldn't go to him when I was hurting. I wouldn't go to him like that. It would just be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna go with him. I would fight life by myself. I would fight battles on my own. But this time I came to him and I was my authentic self. I didn't try to sugarcoat how I felt. And I feel like that's what brought me closer to God. And he was just like, he made me understand more. Okay, like some things may not go as planned. And he helped me understand my anger was not even with him. It was really with myself, you know. So like just with growing with God, I had to learn, like, I had to, one, understand that I did not have to show up as this perfect Patty. I did not have to have it all together despite what I seen in church. Like, I could make mistakes. I could say things that he probably would not agree with and tell him how I felt. And I did. And from that moment, like after weeks and stuff, of course, like I just felt like I started getting revelations about, okay, like this is why you're really angry. And I could deal with that anger within myself versus pointing a finger at God, you know? And I'm so glad that I went through to him in that pain place. And I feel like go to God exactly where you are. Like if you mad at God because of the way your life is turning out or because of the things that you have experienced, go to him and lay it out on the table. Because one thing I've learned is calling somebody and laying it out on the table is not gonna work. Holding it in is not gonna work. You got to go to somebody, and at least you go to God. You know he ain't gonna sit up there and gossip about you and tell your business and stuff like that. Not saying nobody in my life will, but it's just in a sacred place, and you can actually get the help to do something about it. Like there's so many times that I called on him, and even when it came to my grandmother being passed away and me being angry, he helped me look at myself and be like, you're angry because of the actions that you took. You know, if I never would have went to him, it probably just would have been an anger that festered. You know, like an anger, I just would have been mad. But now I understand, like, Raven, cherish your people while they're here. Go visit them. And now I go visit my elderly people. I just spend my elderly family, or I just spend time with my family more, you know? But going to him, regardless of where you're at, is the best thing you can do, you know, and go to him just being you because he already know who you are. Let go of what you may have seen in church or in your past or what you may have seen that keeps you from God, because people that you see at church may not always represent God. Just be you. And then another thing that I did, I feel like after I went to God, I did not base my relationship based off what I seen other people do. Like, I still don't go to church every week. Like, I haven't been to church in a long time, but I do listen to church sometimes online. But I do have a prayer like routine with God. Like, me and God like this, like I pray to Him, I journal with Him, and like I just have a deeper relationship with Him because I'm not trying to make my relationship look like how everybody else's look. If I'm not trying to, I gotta go to church. No, because I feel like there's some people that's in church that don't only go to church on Sundays and still don't have a relationship with God. Like, my relationship with God is deep. Like, we deep in. Like, I tell him some stuff. I was like, God, look, if only you knew what me and God talked about, okay? But you'll never know, because He's not gonna snitch on me. He's not gonna tell my business, like He ain't about to be out here gossiping about me. No, He would never, But basically what I'm saying is, don't try to tailor your relationship based off what you see somebody else doing. Like, do it based on you. Figure out what your relationship with God looks like. Whether that's you just praying to Him, or you going on walks. Because me walking, like, I feel like that's me, like, spending time with God. I will talk to Him and stuff. Or you just listening to scriptures or stuff online. Like, figure out what your relationship with God looks like, and do not make it look like what other people. If it tailors it, if you can do it and it looks like other people's relationship, then fine. But do it based on what feels good to you. What feels good to me is when I pray to God, and I can pray to God and I can just feel like how much is being lifted up off of me. Or when I journal to God and I just feel like it released, or when I listen to gospel music and I can just feel like, whoa, okay, like I just feel better, like I praise Him and I can feel better. Or when I just go to Him with my problems, and there may be some redirection, or somebody come in my life and they be like, and they give me the answer to that. I feel like I'm no longer taking on life by myself. I feel like I'm partnering with God with life, versus feeling like I got to do everything by myself. And it's because I stopped holding on to what society says it's supposed to look like. My relationship with God don't look like exactly how society says it's supposed to look. I have my own relationship with God. I don't always read the Bible, but I did after I started to see the changes that God was making in my life. I did start reading the Bible, because I'm like, I got to get to know Him more. What was He doing in this Bible? And what was He doing? Okay, and I got to learn Him, and it's like, okay, it made me want to seek Him more, so tailor your relationship with God based on what fits you, not what society says, or what you've seen in church, or what you've seen growing up. What resonates with you? What makes you feel good when you talk to God? And I'm gonna say this: you're not gonna always feel good when you talk to God, and He's not gonna always take all your promises away. That's what I've learned. Because I'm like, look, now where you at? Where you at? Okay, I've been asking for this for a minute. Where you at? So it's not gonna be like a perfect relationship and He gonna just give you everything you want, but it's definitely like I don't know, I just feel lighter with life when I talk to Him. When I try to take on stuff by myself, baby, I feel like the world is on my dang back, okay? So that's the second key takeaway is tailor your relationship with God based on what you see fit, not what the world sees fit. And the third one is hold on to those testimonies and the things that God has changed in your life. Make it, like, pay attention to it. Like, if you go to God about something like that, okay, if I pray for this and then God delivers, keep track of that, because it's going to be times where things don't go as planned, and you got to hold on to that just so you understand how great God is. Like, for me, a lot of times, like I said, my relationship started with Him from pain. It did not come from a place of like, God. No, it came from a place of pain. I feel like I had this was my last resort. Like, I had to hit somebody up, and I'm like, let me just talk to God, because the people on this earth ain't working, okay? Because the way I feel right now, fuck people. That's basically, like, excuse my language, but that's how I was feeling. And I had to hold on to the testimonies. Like, when I was in my pain and I was in the places, I had to learn, like, okay, even when I just said, like, He helped me understand that I was angry with myself because I didn't want to look at how I felt, because I didn't spend as much time as I would have liked with my grandmother, because I thought I had more time. Or even when certain things started happening in my life and I started to lose everything, I felt like lost and I didn't know what to do. But God literally took everything just to replace it 10 times more. Being more aware. Like, I can be more aware with certain things in my life, with my daughter. Even when I just talked about my last video, we talked about getting help and breaking the cycle. Like, I had went to so many people to get the help, and then I kept praying to God, like, I really want to change. I really want to become better. And He blessed me with my life coach. He blessed me with somebody that can actually give me the guidance and the steps, you know. Like, I feel like that was all God ordained. Like, I feel like God came in and was like, all right, I got this. You asked and I got you. And, you know, and look at how I am now. You know, like, I can't give it to nobody but God. You know, the way that I was able to save after I had lost everything and create the cushion and the foundation that I have financially now, I give it to God. Even with the scarcity mindset that I grew up on, like, I give it to God. Like, you really have to stand in the testimony of the things that God has gotten you out of, because there are some places that you could still be, you know. That does not mean that right now God is like life is perfect, but it's just like I could still be there. Like, I prayed to be out of the spaces that I'm in. I prayed to be where I am at now, and I really have to hold on to those testimonies, because it feels good to know, like, you got me. Like, even in the places, like, because a lot of times I was in spaces and I was asking God to help me out of these spaces, because I should have never been there, and He should have left my side, and He should have been like, you cool. All right, be cool then, you know. Because if it was me, if I tell somebody not to do something, and I keep telling you not to do something, I keep telling you not to do something, I keep telling you not to do something, and you keep doing it, okay, cool. My hands off. Don't call me, don't text me. I can't do nothing for you, you know. But through the midst of it all, God was like, even with you throwing me to the side and not wanting to talk to me, you know, disrespecting me after or just saying how you really felt, because I don't even know if God took it as disrespect or just me being me, authentically me, and just me actually just finally being raw and real with Him, because I really feel like that's how He felt. Like, okay, dang, okay, finally I get to see you be you, because I already know who you are, you know. So it's just like holding on to those places. God literally let me go there. He gave me the choice. He like, okay, you want to do it? I told you not to do it, but you want to do it anyway? Cool. I'm gonna be here waiting right here when you get ready to come back. And I'm gonna tell you, at man, like people on this earth are not like that. Like, because I wouldn't have been waiting for me. I would have been on with my life. I was just, well, I tried to help you, you know, like. So it's just like, you gotta really hold on to the things that you have overcame, and you have, that God has blessed you with, or God has just shown you throughout your journey. So your relationship with God does not have to be pretty and perfect. You know, go to God exactly how you are. That's the first key takeaway. Go to God exactly how you are. Whether that's angry, happy, frustrated, whatever you are. Go to God exactly how you are and lay it all out on the table. Second, basically tailor your relationship with God based on what feels right to you. If it ain't going to church every week, because I do not go to church every week. My relationship does not probably look like what everybody else's relationship look like. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with going to church every week. It's just not something that I do, you know? Tailor your relationship with God based on what is fitting for you, okay? Don't look at society. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. You figure out what that looks like for you and God. Third key takeaway. Make sure that you hold on to the things that God has brought you through. What is your testimony? Whether you was once depressed and now you happy. Whether you was once loved yourself, you didn't love yourself, now you love yourself. If you were once insecure, now you're confident. You know, once didn't use your voice, now you use your voice. You know, once didn't respect yourself, now you respect yourself. Or once you were in a space where in an abusive relationship, now you're out of an abusive relationship. And these are all examples that happened with me. And I could go on and on. I was broke. Now I have financial stability because I stopped trying to handle everything on my own. And I actually was like, okay, God, I want to hold your hand. Like, we got a partner on this, baby. Okay? You drive, I'm a ride in the passenger seat, because if I'm driving, you already know we gonna wreck. We gonna wreck. Every time. Not every time. I got better guidance now. So I feel like if he let me drive, I'll be cool. But I'm gonna let him drive, because yeah, he 101. He 101. Okay. I feel like I have not been given homework this past week, but this week I do want you guys to have homework. So I want you to just go back and look and see what things that you like. What activities do you do with God? Whether it's praying, walking out, being outside in nature, reading the Bible, going to church. What really fills your cup and makes you closer to God? Like, what grounds your relationship with God and make you just feel like dang, that's my boy. That's how my stuff with like things that I do with God. Be like, that man, that's my boy, man. I ain't gonna lie, like that's Big G. Don't play with Big G, okay? He is not to be played with. Okay, I just feel like we like this, like. That's my dog, you know, like that's how I really feel. But yeah, and then pray to him about it. Say like, hey, just lay it out on the table. So I would see what things really work for you and God and really make you like ground you and make your relationship deeper with God and start maybe doing that more often and see what comes from that. And then just to figure out what works for you and God, like what grounds and makes your relationship deeper with you and God, and start doing that on a consistent basis and see what changes. And then come back to this video and write a testimony of what God did in your life, okay? Because God is really it. He is really one-on-one, okay? But yeah, I feel like that is it for this episode. I thank y'all for watching. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, ring that bell, okay? And I also am on Apple and Spotify podcasts if you want to listen in a car one day. I want you to be rare. I want you to be real. I want you to be authentic. I want you to be everything that you're supposed to be in this world. Don't let it hold you back. I don't know. I just kind of want to say this. If this is for anybody that don't believe in God, I say just try it. Just give it a try and see what happens. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. I'm not the type one to push God on people, but if you give it a try and it's not for you, then cool. But I would just say at least try it, because I was once a who? Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. In my head, I was saying that. I wasn't saying it out loud, but that's how I really felt. That's how my heart felt. I'm like, I'm cool. And the stuff that I done seen God and the people I done seen that's about God, I'm cool. Okay? So, coming from a person that was felt like that, and now it's like, oh, don't you play about God. Ooh, I don't play about him. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nah, I just feel like he just has brought me through a lot, so I really just cherish him so much. Yeah, let's pray real quick. God, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for allowing me to do this episode. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. I want to thank you for my voice. You know the struggle that I went through before we even got on the podcast and I was able to record the podcast. I'm thankful for my voice. I just want to keep saying that. I'm thankful for my voice. But I'm thankful for every individual that listens to this podcast. I'm thankful that you are allowing them to get to know you on a different level, God. I don't know why I want to say a prayer for those that are non-believers that are listening to this podcast. If you are a non-believer and you're listening to this podcast, know that I am somebody that did not believe. Or I'm not going to say did not believe, but I was somebody that was straight away from God, and I really didn't seek God like that because of the things that I had seen in society, things that I had experienced as a child, and it kept me away from him. I did not really have a real relationship with him. But God, I'm praying to anybody that's listening to this, whether they're a non-believer or a believer, help them to craft a relationship with you that's tailored just for them, uniquely for them, because we're all made differently. We're all made in our own unique ways. So our relationship with you will look different, whether that's praying, whether that's reading the Bible, whether that's going to church. God, help them to understand what their relationship looks like with you, and how it will continue to fill their cup so they can continue to be who you have called them to be on this earth, God. Help them to show them exactly who you are and be a testimony of what it's like to be in your presence and just have a relationship with you. Show them that you real. Show them that you really is not to be played up with and you one-on-one. I want you to show the world, anybody that's listening to you, just how great you are. If they have not experienced you in a way that I have, I ask that you show them how great you are. Whatever's currently in their way right now, God, I'm asking that you remove it. Remove the obstacle. Remove the depression. Remove the sadness. Remove anything. Remove the heartbreak. Remove it, and help them to seek you. Help it to be in a way where they know it's you. I need you to make it so where they know exactly it's you. There's no second guessing, no nothing. It's you. If they're having financial problems or anything, God, help them to seek you in a way that when you turn their finances around, they know it's you, and they know that you are one of one, and help them be a testimony in this world to show them how great you are, God. Help them to let go of any past that they have may experienced in churches, any judgmental, anything that may not represent you well, God. Help them to let go of that and just to seek you in the most rawest form. Even if they come to you in pain, God, I'm asking that you accept them exactly how they are, and I'm knowing that you're already going to accept them exactly how they are. I know because you accepted me. I know that you're going to accept them in the place of pain. You're going to accept them in the place of anger, even in the place of happiness. You're going to be happy that they're seeking you and talking to you, God. So I'm thankful for you accepting them and just being you, God. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I'm knowing that you have your hand wrapped around every single person that's listening to this prayer, God. I am knowing that you will continue to show the world how big you are, how big of a God you are, and why you are one of one, and why your track record is the biggest, okay? I'm knowing that you will continue to do that. I'm knowing that you will continue to keep me as a testimony so I can keep showing them and showing them why God is the greatest and why you should trust God and live in your purpose and know that God will continue to be there for you, and that the battles that you fight is not for the battles for you to fight. You are not supposed to fight those battles. Those battles are for God to fight. Give them to God. God is asking for you to give him the battles right now. God, now I just thank you. I just thank you. I just thank you. I just want to give thanks because I'm just like, I could be such in a place where I was before and I'm not. Now I'm in a place where I'm able to sit up here and pray to the world. God, I thank you. I thank you for bringing whoever's in a situation right now out of that situation so that they can stand in you and stand firm in who you are and be who they are authentically. They don't have to show up perfect. They don't have to show up as somebody that has it all together. They can show up exactly how they are, and you will love them through it all, God. And they can grow with you. They can start in a place and they can grow with you, God. So I just thank you, and I just love you so much. Amen. Yes, Lord. Like I said, be raw, be real, be rare. Be authentic. Have a great day.